In the name of the Holy and Undivided Trinity, one God. My daughter, but then is not here today, has always loved to dance. When she was a baby, she would, to her great amusement as parents, exclusively dance to Latin praise and worship music. I have a soft spot for the genre from my lengthy ministry days, and I relax. You remember how this happened? But at some point, when Fiona was a baby, I played an album for her, thinking she might enjoy the beat, catchy songs, and she went nuts. My baby girl, who at the time couldn't even sit yet, started bopping her head and waving her little baby limbs like a jellyfish in what was quite unmistakably and also ridiculously a dance. Her face lit up with this little toothless smile, and joy just took over her little body. She grew to the beat. And it quickly became part of our daily routine. Every morning before our nanny arrives for the day, this is back in our California chapter, we would have a little dance off. Fiona turned 4 this week, unbelievably, and she still loves to dance, as all of you can bear witness to. But I will forever remember the earliest moves, her first thrilling discovery that she had a body and she could use it to express what she was experiencing. But dancing is one of the oldest forms of self-expression around, capable of expressing everything from boundless joy to deep despair. We dance our gratitude and our grief, and above all, we dance because we were created to. Dance, like all forms of movement, is a reminder that we are embodied creatures. We are not just ethereal souls or rational minds, but flesh and blood, bone and muscle. Everything we experience, including and especially our relationship with the divine, is mediated first and foremost by our beautiful, imperfect human bodies. Today, our scriptures offer us 2 stories of dance, and they truly span the possible spectrum of human experiences. In 2 Samuel, we hear first of King David's dance of unbridled elation before the ark of the Lord, a free expression of his delight, and we can only assume a profoundly spiritual experience. David's dance flows seamlessly into a religious ceremony of burnt offering, and then an embodied acknowledgement of divine abundance in which everyone gets to go home with a feast. Meat, bread, and raisin cakes. Raisin cakes feature very prominently in the Bible, and I want someone to bring them in cocktails. Okay? Can you make that happen? Here, thank you. So then, after this feast, in this very dark gospel reading, I'm sorry, Ashley and Lois. I'm sorry, this is the gospel for your beautiful students back in the day. We probably all forgiven. In this gospel, we encounter the other end of the spectrum of humanity. In a much more complicated dance of Herodias before her father's lavish and debaucherous party. Now, this is not a cute or innocent or voluntary dance. It's not a baby dancing in the soft space. This is a forced dance of oppression and abuse, the objectification of a child's body to satisfy the appetites of powerful men. Herodias danced not because she could, but because she was forced to. This dance ends with a nod to a meal as well, but what is served up is dark, twisted. The head of John the Baptist. Now, each of these 2 stories is powerful in its own right, but when we read them together, they make a powerful point of how easily we humans take the tremendous gift of life and abundance that God has poured out on us and twist and defile it to serve our own purposes. In reality, we're always somewhere on the spectrum between David's dance of carefree joy and Herodias' dance of oppression. Our experiences are usually less absolute than these 2 biblical extremes. The point is that somehow God holds it all, our revelry and our machinations, faithfully accompanying us in the darker chapters of our lives, and always nudging us back to the joyful dance that is our birthright as children of God. So if we roll with this metaphor of life as dance, and perhaps God is the DJ, watching over not just our individual steps, but keeping an eye on the fluid movement of the entire group of dancers. Or, to take it in a different direction, perhaps we might imagine God as a dance partner, waiting in the wings to cut in when we start to spin out of control, or find ourselves in the arms of a partner who keeps stepping on our toes. And whether we're dancing a classic waltz or jamming on the dance floor of a wedding, whether our steps are joyful or labored, whether we are at the beginning of our life or nearing its end, God is right there with us. Today, we have the joy of celebrating the gift of baptism, not just once, but twice. The baptism is always a dance of delight, but it's even sweeter when we get to do it with people we know and love, with babies whose squeals are a regular part of our time together, and whose emerging dance moves we will get to witness every Sunday. Evelyn and Elby, today we welcome you formally to the great dance of the Christian faith. And our prayer for you is that your lives may include more of David's kind of dancing and less of Roses. But we also acknowledge that life is messy and imperfect, and we never quite know what we're going to get, do we? So today we promise to take your sweet little baby hands and accompany you through this dance of life no matter what. When life is sweet, we will rejoice with you. When your steps falter, we will hoist you back to your feet. My favorite part of the baptismal liturgy is the promise made by you, the assembly. Will you, who witness these vows, do all in your power to support these persons in their life of Christ? And your line is, we will. Now, whenever I do baptism prep, I tell families to watch out for this moment and to steer it into their memories. And you all know that if your we will isn't enthusiastic enough, I will make you repeat it. Don't think that that's ever a problem here. You are very enthusiastic, and I love you for it. There are few things more beautiful and powerful to me than a group of people, some of whom know each other, some of whom don't. Some of whom are here for the first time, some of whom were baptized here yourselves and have been here your whole life. But this group of people, enthusiastically and unequivocally pledging their support to a new Christian. Every time we celebrate a baptism, we weave new bonds of community, promising to do all in our power. And I venture to say, friends, that our power is often greater than we think it is. To support each other through everything that life throws at us. Every time we celebrate a baptism, our dance is a little bit bigger, a little bit more resilient, and a lot fewer. So come, friends, come to the water and let God welcome you to this great dance that is our life together. It might get messy, it might get wild, but it is strong enough to hold us through the twists and turns of this life, and it is also, like most dances, a whole heck of a lot of fun. You ready, friends? Yes, let's dance.